All right, we are recording. This is Kerry Stellar with MMA UK and in the girls' corner, and I am here speaking with Jessica Borga. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did.
And
Nice.
well, we'll say that Jessica, the Black Widow Borgia. Jessica, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you for coming on and taking the time, after training. And I'm sure you have a busy night coming up ahead. I just wanted to talk to you a bit about your mixed martial arts career, your fight coming up for Titan FC 54. That's April 26, 2019, airing on UFC Fight Pass. How cool is that?
Awesome.
How excited are you to be fighting on Fight Pass? That's a huge thing for any upcoming fighter.
It's a huge opportunity. Stoked. I cannot wait. It was short notice, so I just happened to get pretty much an opportunity of a lifetime, and I'm not going to let it slip through my fingers.
I wouldn't either. How did you get started in mixed martial arts?
I just had a lot of people telling me. I've always loved watching it, and I've always been into fighting. I actually did it before I had my son, and I enjoyed it. And then I had him, and I kind of laid off of it. And everyone was like, "You really need to go back. You need to do it." So finally, I went in, and I fell in love, and I've made it a passion and dream. So like every day, nonstop.
What styles did you start with?
I didn't really have any style in anything. When I first got started, it was kind of a blank slate, which can be good. I was a brawler. I had a past history of doing some stupid stuff as a kid. So I was always a brawler. I like to stand up and bang. That's it helps me in the MMA world.
Awesome. It's funny because I talk to a lot of people, a lot of fighters that will say that they had, colorful past to say the least. Do you feel that that helps you deal with that still? Because, like, I mean, you know what? Life is hard. Everybody, there's drama all over the place, negativity all the time. And I know that it feels great to go and punch a heavy bag coming from a woman that had the same kind of past as you.
Absolutely. I think it has helped me in a lot of different aspects of the sport as well. I think the way my childhood bringing up and everything, the reason why I like to fight in the first place, has helped me in a lot of different areas in the sport. The aggression, the anger, the everything. And once you learn the technique with the anger, it kind of all just comes together and you learn when to use it. So it comes as a weapon.
And an experience like that in your life and turn it into such a positive force, and to be able to utilize it too is just amazing. I can't remember what TV show it was where, oh no, it was Modern Family, and Phil Dunphy said, he goes, take that crazy and harness it into something special. And it's true, and I say that all the time, that that's, if you're throwing a bad deal, make something great out of it, because you can.
You either let it take you down or you let it fuel you. And every loss, everything that I've learned through the martial arts has been nothing but fuel for my fire and a lesson learned. So I try not to let it bring me down.
There's no losses, only lessons, right?
Yes.
Is this going to be your fourth pro MMA fight?
Yes, fourth pro.
Um, you fought for some really awesome organizations. This is your first time fighting for Titan FC, correct?
Yes, it is.
It's a really great organization. What is that? How does that feel to you? Because you've, again, fought the gamut. You've fought for some great organizations, but now you're on Fight Pass too, and on one of the biggest stages. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, and I'm grateful beyond even expression on getting this opportunity. And I'm definitely not going to let it slip through my fingers at all. I'm going to put on a show.
Absolutely. How did you get your nickname, the Black Widow?
My coach came up with it actually because when I came in, I'm a little, blonde girl walking into the gym, and I pretty much destroyed the guys. And so
Love it.
They underestimated me.
I love that. One of my favorite pool players in the world, Jeanette Lee, her nickname was the Black Widow.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about her until like it was a couple years into my mixed martial arts career. And I looked it up and she happened to pop up. I'm like, oh, I didn't know there was another Black Widow out there. But as long as it's a different sport, I don't care. That's fine. I mean,
Yeah, and she's badass too. So I thought that was really cool when I saw your nickname. I was like, that's awesome.
there's actually another MMA fighter, I believe, that was named the Black Widow. I don't know if she still fights. She was a bit older when I looked at it. So I don't know if she still fights, but she was a Black Widow too. So I don't know.
And you're going to be your own Black Widow. So that's
Exactly.
awesome. And, speaking of that, this is like a big time in women's MMA. You have a lot of women leaving the old guard, a lot of ladies retiring and talking retirement. So you're, stepping into a big time right now. What does that mean to you?
It has, you're right. It means a lot. It's a great every fight is a great opportunity. There's a lot more choices, there's a lot more chances, there's um a lot more times to test yourself. So it's awesome that there's so many more people that are good in different areas of the sport that are coming up. So you can test yourself at different levels. Like I love testing myself in different levels. Going against, like, I'm fixing to go against a champion boxer. I know that. That's great. That's fantastic. I love to test myself. So just little things like that. It just really helps with the sport. A lot of people are getting into it. A lot of women. I like it.
Me too. And, I think it's not even fighting is just one aspect of it. There's what I do, journalism, interviewing people. There's so many different facets, and I'm starting to see women pop up all over the place, which is just, I think it's great. I love it. So I think this is just awesome for you. It's a big moment. It's a big time. And you seem to have a really great head about you about it, which is awesome. Uh, do, you, do you have any fighters that you look up to or people that have influenced you in your career?
Honestly, besides my coach, I mean, I always look up to the people who started MMA, or like not just the people, but the women who started MMA. So Ronda Rousey, she brought up pretty much the women MMA. So of course, there's I never liked the ego thing because I've always been a little bit more humble about things. But I mean, she's a great athlete. She brought up the sport. I can't deny that with her at all. And of course, we all appreciate that because we wouldn't be where we are today without that. So there's a lot of fighters that I look up to in different areas. Some are better at jiu-jitsu and I look up to them on that. But for the most part, they're all, besides different like lower weights, they're all potential opponents. So
Absolutely.
so that's, I mean, I look up to everyone that gets in that cage. I have respect for anyone who steps in there.
Absolutely, me too. And speaking of weight classes and weight cutting, um, so much controversy surrounding weight cutting all the time. You look like you walk around not much more than you weigh in for a fight. How do you do it effectively and safely?
That was a learning curve for me when I first started through my amateur career. It was definitely, I started at 125. That's a little bit low for me. I can do it, but I choose to walk around healthier and closer to my weight, which is 135. It's definitely, you want to stay as close to the weight as you can so that you don't have to kill yourself before the fight, because I've taken losses because of my weight cut. That, I've fought sick, I've fought a number I say I learned my lessons, but it's happened again. So I mean, there's been a lot of lessons that you want to say you learn, but you never know exactly how you're going to feel on that night. So how the weight cut affects you or whatnot. So you just try to stay as healthy as you can and as close to the weight so it doesn't affect you.
Absolutely. And that's actually probably one of the smartest ways to do it. And a lot of, especially women I've been talking to recently, have been saying that they try to stay as close to their fight weight or within 10 pounds. So it's not a dramatic weight cut and you're not depleted and drained. And, we see that often. So it's very, very good that you found that formula.
Yes, for the most part. I mean, like I said, that there has been like mishaps with injury where I got a little bit heavier, but I stay pretty well close now. I think I've learned my lesson pretty good.
That's I don't know if you heard what happened to Angela Magana. I don't want to pronounce her name wrong. It just was a whole thing this morning. She's been a very controversial fighter. Talk about egos for years. Never want to wish anybody bad. She got injured, let it go. Then she got an MRI, and they said it was a slip disc. They gave her a nerve blocker, to which had an adverse reaction. They performed surgery, and she's now she's in a coma. It's just incredible.
About that.
And she wouldn't stop training because she was heading for a fight. So there's something, listen to your body, but you're a fighter, so you want to continue.
That's the thing about fighters is we beat ourselves up more than we do, than the opponent in the cage would. We fight through injury. We fight through everything. If you're not, there's a funny saying, it doesn't have to necessarily be true, but if you don't fight hard enough during fight camp, if you're not injured, you didn't fight hard enough during fight camp, pretty much.
Absolutely.
We kill ourselves, and we will keep pushing through even through the injury, and that causes problems sometimes.
Absolutely. And it's funny because, or not funny. I was talking to somebody the other day about, I want to take the officials course. And I said, well, I do not care what people think. If people don't like my judgment and what I think is the right call to make, that's their problem, not mine. And, at the end of the day, you guys are fighters. You're going to want to continue that fight. Your coach is going to want to see you through it. But the referee should know a little bit better and go, you know what? I want to see you fight another day. Sorry for the loss.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen some horrible calls. I mean, but I know reffing is not an easy task either. I'm very well aware of that. But when people are unconscious, you should be able to see it.
I know.
If they're not there, you should be able to see it. It's just, there's things that shouldn't be missed.
Absolutely. And that's why I cannot wait to take the course, because I feel like those little things that would be missed are not going to be if I'm in there.
No, we need that.
Thank you. Now you are a gorgeous girl. You're in fantastic shape. Is a modeling career ever crossed your mind, or is that something that you had done in the past?
I have done a little bit of it, and I get offers a lot to do more of it. I've done magazines and stuff like that. I just want to focus so much on my fight career right now. Thank you for calling me beautiful, but I really want to be known for my fighting more than looks. I know it helps in the women's sport. She's cool and she can pick up, but
right.
I want to focus more on my fighting right now. I know I have a shorter window than most, and I got started a little bit later in the game. But I think I've shown in the short amount of time that I've been in it, how fast I've progressed with how much I love it. So I do have it in mind, and I'll probably do it after I'm done.
I was gonna say that could be a career after. You could do broadcasting. There's so much that you can do because you have a marketable look. You have a great personality. Talk tattoos. Wow, I thought I had a lot. I was like, well, I definitely don't.
I have an addiction. I'm not gonna lie.
It could be a worse thing in the world, and I know that I don't mind the pain, so I'm sure you kind of have that same where it's like, worse things have happened.
Yeah.
Do you have any like MMA inspired tattoos?
Yeah, actually, I have a few. I have pretty much a collage on my arm of everything that pretty much represents me and things that I care about the most. So I have the boxing gloves. I have jiu-jitsu on my arm. I have pretty much, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a tornado. And it starts from the white belt, blue belt, purple belt, and it goes all the way to, so it's like, goals.
I love that.
So yeah, I have quite a few of them.
I think that is awesome. How many do you have?
I honestly lost track at like 50.
Me too. I thought it was only Bruce that I couldn't remember.
And there are some that I've covered up. So technically, if you're counting how many I've been in the chair, it's